Good morning. My name is Sin Bagley, and today is June 20th, 2022. I'm doing my daily I Ching reading with Paul O'Brien's Visionary I Ching. So the first thing that I do is take 3 deep breaths. Now I cast the coin 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The first hexagram is 47, which is oppression, and it's changing lines. So, no matter how overwhelming the challenges might seem, an attitude of melancholy or gloom only makes them feel worse. By working to overcome problems inwardly and committing to move forward without despair, progress is still possible. Banish the phantoms of self-pity before moving to slay the dragons of misfortune. Changing line 3 says, indecision in times of adversity only brings more misfortune. Picture a man who has gone on a walk to wrestle with a personal dilemma involving his relationship with his partner. Failing to resolve the problem within his own mind, he becomes more and more frustrated. He comes across a tree whose position annoys him, so in his frustration, he kicks at it, stubbing his toe. Then he sits down to examine his toe, only to find he has chosen to sit on a bed of thorns. Screaming with anger, he limps way back to his only house, only to find that his partner has left him. What good advice can help an individual who has become his own worst enemy? The second hexagram, which is what this is turning into, is called determination. Some resolution is pointing to a breakthrough. Well, this is good. But decisive action will be necessary if you diligently hold your ground, warding off negative tendencies or bad influences. Goodness will indeed prevail. The persistence of negativity is a factor in human affairs. Just when you think an undesirable element has been uprooted, it or another will pop up again, sprouting through some crack in the pavement of decent society. And these elements need not take extravagant forms, such as those exhibited in violent conflict. Garden variety lies and deceit are more common and persistent, but should also be rooted out diligently. Be resolute against the forces of negativity, whether in your social, professional life, or in your own soul. But certain rules must be followed for your efforts to succeed. The first rule: do not compromise with corruption. Misdeeds and shameful actions must be identified for what they are and quickly discredited. The second rule: you cannot successfully resist or defeat negativity on its own terms. Positive alternatives which lead away from the nature of the problem are more appropriate than trying to counter corruption with raw power. The third rule: the means used to counter negativity needs to be consistent with the result you want to achieve. You cannot stop the spreading of lies by spreading more of them. By adding to the positive elements in a situation, you automatically diminish the bad. This is the only way to tip the scales and effectively neutralize negativity over time. The reminder here is for you to maintain a consistent level of self-awareness while sharing your advantages and virtues with others. So, I've seen this where if someone yells at you and you turn around and yell back, it just escalates the tension and etc. If someone yells at you, you have the choice of yelling back. You have the choice of walking away. You have the choice of putting the conversation in another vein, if it can be done. I like the walk away option a lot more sometimes because it gets you immediately out of the situation. But what if this is, like in the example, what if this is your partner? What if this is someone that you're very close to? Walk away for a minute, let both of you cool down, and then go back. And then start with the positive things. I know my late husband used to talk about the shit sandwich. It's something he used when he was counseling someone. He would say something positive about them. Then he would put the criticism, tell them the criticism, and then he would end with a positive. And people are more likely to change for the better if they receive the criticism that way. I know that when someone just spends their time criticizing me, I'm more likely not to listen to them. So I do agree. You can add more positive into the world. Will dilute the negative. And even if this is going to be a little bit of a challenging day, I want you to know that it is always great to be alive.